Danny Segura for MMAfighting.com here in our New York City studios in downtown Manhattan. I'm here with Neiman Gracie, Bellator welterweight contender. Neiman, it's been a while since we've talked. It's also been a while since I think you spoke to me. I believe this is your first interview
Yeah,
since your title fight with Rory MacDonald. I guess first things first, what have you been up to and how are you? How are you doing?
doing great and feeling great, And I'm doing what I'm always doing. I've been training hard and getting ready for the next one and to challenge the title again.
So a lot to talk to you about, obviously, what's coming up for you and where you at in your career. But I want to talk about a little bit about your title fight with Rory. It was a big fight for you. Obviously, not the result you wanted. It was your first defeat as a professional fighter. How was that feeling like? Because it's something you've never experienced before in your career.
Yeah, it sucks in a way, but it's good in another. Like I learned a lot from the fight. I learned a lot fighting a veteran like him. It's nobody likes losing. So I got caught up in a week after the fight thinking about it too much, and now I'm okay. Now I'll just let it go, and I'm living my life, and I've been training hard and fixing my mistakes. So it was a good experience for me, and I learned a lot from it.
Did Hensel was in your corner? Did he say anything? He's obviously, you guys are super close. You guys are
Yeah,
family, and not only that, but he's a guy that if you want to talk, if you need to ask anything about MMA, you ask him. He's been
yeah.
around for forever, and he knows the game very well. Did he say anything to you? Give you any advice after the fight?
Yeah, definitely. He kind of showed me some things that I could work on, that I could have done better, and he also talked about the mental side of the fight too. So yeah, Hensel have been helping me since forever. So and he's like a MMA godfather. So he had a lot of things to say, and he's been helping me a lot, fixing the mistakes that I did.
In that fight, Rory MacDonald was approaching his 30th fight. I believe it was his 27th fight when he fought you, and that was your 10th
Yeah.
professional fight. How much do you think experience played a factor? Because critics would say maybe the title shot came too soon for you.
Yeah, I think the experience played the biggest factor in the fight. It was the experience. I don't think it was the skills too much. Of course, it is a little bit, but I take my hats off to him. He beat me, and I'll come back. I'll come back stronger, and I'll get the title soon.
In that fight, it was very competitive, and you had some very good moments. You had him mounted.
Yeah.
I think a couple of times.
Yeah.
Your grappling was really kicking in. What are some things that you thought you were doing great, and what are some things that perhaps you think you should have done more of or less of?
I think one of the biggest mistakes was accepting staying in the guard too much. I stay in my guard for so long. It is a mistake, but it's something that is in my nature because I believe so much in my jiu-jitsu that I believe that sometime during the fight I will catch something from the guard. So I let the fight stay there for too long. So I believe that in the future I wouldn't let the fight stay there for so long. I wouldn't let the time go by so much in my guard. I will try to get back up or go for sweeps. But that was one thing. And many other things, like a week after the fight, wake up at night, I couldn't sleep thinking about it so much. But now it's on the past, and I'm ready for whoever is next. And I can say that now I'm a different fighter, I'm more mature now, and whoever comes next will be in trouble.
And did that feeling, waking up at night and sort of dwelling on that loss, did it go away on its own? Is there something that you did to get past it?
No, I think it goes away with time. I passed through that in jiu-jitsu matches before, and it sucks, because you stay in the past thinking what you should have done, and staying in the past is never a good thing. The best thing is to live the present. So I let that pass, and now I'm living my present. I'm fixing my mistakes, and I'm getting better.
Well, let's talk about the present, since that's the most important thing here. But before we talk about the present, about yourself, let's talk a little bit about the welterweight Grand Prix, which is wrapping up.
Yeah.
Obviously, Rory MacDonald moving on to the final, taking on fellow Brazilian Douglas Lima. How do you see that fight going? Who do you think is gonna walk away with the belt and be the tournament winner?
I think right now Douglas is the favorite, you know, but I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be a tough fight, and it's hard to say. It's hard to predict, you know. I think Douglas is the favorite, but Rory can beat him too. So I really don't know. I want to watch the fight.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a fun fight.
Yeah.
I guess where do you go now? Are you looking to fight this year? Are you looking to fight somewhat soon? Is there any cards specifically that you have your eye on that you would like to return?
Yeah, I want to fight this year again. I don't know when it's gonna be, but if they have the Hawaiian card, I want to be in it again. You know, that was super fun. I love Hawaii. I feel at home in Hawaii. So I hope if they're having a show there, that I can fight there. And I'm gonna keep climbing up the ladder again, and I'm gonna get to the title shot again. And this time not gonna let it pass by. You know.
Yeah, for sure. Whenever you go to Hawaii, you kill two birds with
Yeah.
one stone. Go surfing and
Exactly. Yeah.
get to fight someone. I believe there's a upcoming card in San Jose in California. Does that still interest you? Not quite
Yeah.
Hawaii, but
It does. You know, just gotta see the time frame.
yeah.
Because I usually lose a lot of weight, so I need some time to adjust. But if they let me know like in 6 weeks or a little bit more, it's perfect.
And as far as opponents, because you mentioned you want to you have obviously aspirations to become a world champion.
Yeah.
What opponent, do you have any opponent in mind? Because I know before we talked about your title fight, before we even knew that you were going to end up fighting Rory,
Yeah.
John Fitch was also in your mind. Is
Yeah.
that somebody that interests you?
Yeah, but I think John retired now. Someone told me he retired, and I have all the respect for that guy. You know, he's a warrior, and if he did retire, that's fine. The guy been in a lot of wars, and that's a lot of people for me to fight with. I think the 170 pounds in Bellator is a super deep category, so I'm sure I'll have a lot of fights, and that's up to them, you know. That's up to Rich Shaw and Mike Kogan and everybody at Bellator, you know. But I'm ready for whatever.
Yeah. And how quickly do you want to perhaps get an opportunity to fight for the belt down the line? Because as I said, that fight with Roy was very competitive. It
Yeah.
wasn't one-sided at all, and you had very good moments as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's safe to say a few adjustments and you could,
Yeah,
potentially...
some submissions were close in that fight.
For sure.
I think next year for sure, you know, like maybe have a couple more fights and I'll be ready next year. If they want to give me the title shot again, I'll take it, you know. So I feel that I'm more mature as a fighter now. I feel that fight, I learned a lot from that fight. So I'm pretty sure that in my next fights, I'll be even better fighter. And I can't wait, man. I can't wait to fight again. I can't wait to train hard again for a fight and to evolve as a fighter, you know, and try to get to the next level.
And lastly, as I said, you haven't been you've been kind of laying low for a little bit. Any message you want to send to your fans or anything, any word you have for them?
Just want to thank everybody, you know. I got a lot of messages after the fight and a lot of people telling me it was a great fight. So I think that's what matters for me. So, like, losing it sucks, but when you lose like that with people giving you the respect that you deserve as a fighter, it's much better, you know. So just want to thank everybody that sent me messages. Maybe I wasn't able to respond to everybody, but I wrote all of them. So thank you so much, you know. Thanks for the support.
Well, Neiman, thank you so much for doing this and taking time out of your day to come here. And can't wait to see where you end up fighting next.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.